Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing today? For those of you who are joining me for this special late night stream, I'm sure you all have dealt with Akujan's spurgery for the past few months. I've found some very startling news out about him. Before those of you who are joining us currently in the chat say, "Oh, what is he, a pedophile or something?" No, it's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about who Akujan really is. Because, he constantly makes threats towards people that I hang out with, and he constantly says that he has connections to the police and everything like that. And, he says that doxing people is a crime, and that, he's just not going to tolerate it. He's going to get us arrested. He's going to take us out. And he's constantly telling Tonka that he's gonna take these doxers out. These doxers are gonna be gone very soon. And I got really tired of him. And some people here have done some tireless work the past few months, and they've actually they've uncovered the real Akujan. Now, this is who he wants you to think he is. This is Akujan, the hate crime engine. But let's go ahead and show you guys the real Akujan. This guy. Look at this guy. Oh man, let's go ahead and pull up some videos of him. Hold on.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no. Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
Yes, that is the real Akujan. He is actually a chubby Aboriginal Australian that is on disability. And we have dug deep over the past few weeks, and we've discovered that not only is Akujan a weirdo who's on disability, who doesn't take antipsychotics, and is a registered sex offender in Australia, we actually found out his real name, and we found his real information, and I'm going to show it to you guys. His real name is Shane Marshall, and he is very, very into BDSM, and he is also a very strong supporter of Kekistan. He believes that Kek is the way to go, and that explains a lot considering how he sucks Tonka's dick and Tonka sucks Sargon's dick. He is also a bit of a poet. But before we get into that and his ability to write more Dragon Ball Z fanfiction than I've ever seen in my entire life, let's take a look at some of this shit. These are some things that my good friend Negro Joe put together. So wow, you can see he's a strong supporter of gay rights. He's really into wrestling. He's a strong supporter of Black Lives Matter. And he really loves gay people for some reason. But another thing that was very amusing that people found, they found his dating profile. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring some guests onto the show. Just go ahead and open Discord real quick, and we'll get some guests on, people that have done a lot of hard work. Just starting up Discord, it's running like shit today. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna bring these guests in, and we're gonna have a funny joke. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. How's it going today? You guys are on Godspeed Live.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, Shane. I know you're most likely in the audience right now.
Hey Shane, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, Shane Marshall. How you doing, buddy?
How are those disability pension payments going?
Aren't we all filthy boxers?
You good? You like your DSP payments, huh?
Yeah, for those of you in the audience that don't know, he says that his profession is DSP. And DSP in Australia is disability support payments. So he is currently collecting disability while he is, telling everybody that he's a rich entrepreneur on the Kumite. He's actually collecting disability. He's a night owl. He's a few extra pounds body type. And his education is high school. Yeah, just a few.
And he's 5'5".
Yeah, he's also 5'5".
He's only retaining some water, guys. That's all.
He's shorter than you.
Catch of the day.
So let's take a look at this. He's seeking a woman. He doesn't want children. How ambitious are you? Not ambitious. He's very into paranormal and psychology topics. He's into BDSM. And he's into crime. He's funny, and he's looking for funny, intelligent, caring, funny. He says funny like 5 times. Funny, intelligent, caring, funny, moral, empathetic, funny, half gentleman, half deviant, winky face. Lol. Winky face, lol. Looking to meet women. Preferable for dating. Can't stand drama or games or immaturity in character. Looking for somebody cute, nice, good communication, empathetic, and lover of antique rocks. So he wants a woman to be cute, nice, able to communicate properly, be empathetic, and he also wants them to love antique rocks. What the fuck is antique rocks?
I can barely resist him at this point, man. I can barely resist him. I mean,
I think you should touch on his interest, being one of which BDSM.
Yeah, you see, Kenny.
There's not enough rope in the world to tie that fat ass up.
Kenny is he's a strong, powerful man. I mean, as you can see here from this Facebook profile, he gets the ladies' attention 3 years ago, and they say, "You have so much pain in your eyes," and his response is, "Why is it that you're the only one that's seen that? I know you're not the only one who has felt pain." And Jenna says, "I see feelings in pictures and strongly feel the emotions." Oof. Akujin also has a problem where he cross-dresses sometimes.
Oh, no.
He's a cross-dresser.
Oh,
everybody says that it suits him. They think that he's a very strong woman.
Zim Zam Zoom so her. You go, Zim.
At first, when I said I couldn't resist him, I didn't think he was gay, but now I take it back.
How dare you lump him in with us?
He's not just gay. He is a poet. He has a history of writing poetry about his waking dream.
Oh,
would you
Shane
like
is a very talented poet.
Would you? Who would like to do the dramatic reading? Would you like to do it, Val, since you're Australian and also gay at the same time?
You cheeky cunt! I'd be happy.
Do it in a Kenny voice.
No, I don't think you deserve any more attention, Kenny. I'm gonna just put you on mute for a minute.
Let's get this done. Do it as a gay Kiwi.
A gay Kiwi?
Yeah, do it in a gay Kiwi voice, like how he would say it, with a dick in his mouth.
I was stumbling through the wilderness, broken, bloodied, blind, parched, waiting for the end. Hope was gone, an indulgence I had long forbade myself. And then she appeared, though, THO, blind, I could see her brilliant, as she drifted through the same desert as I. She looked at me, such a beautiful creature, as to cause me to stare in awe of her wonder. With a slender finger that beckons me, I cannot resist her gravity. One rhyme. He has one rhyme in this whole thing, just FYI. She reaches inside my soul, to the crushed parts of my being, summoned me to her. I cannot resist. Her eyes were deep wells of beauty, one that I could drown in and slake my thirst. Her lips were a promise Of all the things I could cast aside to hope for myself, her grace walked hand in hand with her pure and fragile spirit. I crawl towards her, unworthy to have witnessed such a thing, but compelled to approach like a true creep, seeking her embrace that would restore me. I reach out to her touch, and like a ghost, she fades into smoke and mist. Deep sheen. The smoke fills my lungs with fire. The mist licks at my dry mouth. She moves through me like a gentle summer breeze. I feel her caress inside my being, moving through me, touching parts of me that I never knew existed. So fragile, my grasp dissolved her. She was too beautiful to hold. She was too beautiful to be held by such a rough beast. And then she was gone, carried off by the wind, as though she never was. THO, though. I think I dreamt her. She wasn't real. I couldn't make her real, but I know she was real because I'll never forget. Ellipses. Thank you. That was My Waking Dream by one Shane Marshall.
You know, for those of you in the audience who just joined us, Akujan actually threatened us earlier if any of us publish this. He he hit up Roxto specifically and he said, "Why you guys fucking with my shit? You think this is funny?" And Roxto said, "Yeah." He said, "How is this in any way funny? Well, what you guys are doing goes beyond a joke into cybercrime." And Roxo said, "Google is cybercrime now?" And he said, "This wasn't Google. This information is beyond a search." And Roxo said, "Discord in Windows 10?" And then he said, "When you involve fake purchases." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, maybe you don't know everything your boy Zoom has done, but he is one of you, your accomplices. And when you start involving money and charging things to people, this goes beyond a dox anyway, as long as you're having fun, right?" And Roxo's like, "Why are you being so cryptic? You sound like an ass blasted abo." And then fucking he went ahead and he confirmed that he is an ass blasted abo, which I thought was fucking hilarious. So let's hold on, let me get, let me get that picture where he says out loud, "Yes, my name is Akujan, the ass blasted abo."
It explains why he lives in a derelict shack that looks like it's been in the country for far too long. Should look at those Facebook photos where his house is in the background. I know exactly what that place smells like.
Let me just go ahead and put this picture up. He fucking says, "Yes, my name is Akujan, the ass blasted." There's Akujan, the ass blasted abo, guys. And he is he's been threatening us with jail time and everything, and so apparently somebody charged something to him, but I don't know about this. He here's where he's saying deuces, and if you can actually look behind him and enhance, let's go ahead and make this bigger.
He has blades.
He's got blades. He's got shurikens. He's got a dagger, and he's got a BDSM like paddle to spank women with.
This fucking guy.
He doesn't spank women.
You can
spanks
see
himself.
You can see the paddle that's used for spanking. That's a fucking spanking paddle that's up on the wall.
He does it on himself.
He's got these swords. Oh my god. Dude, he's 33 and he's got fucking ninja swords on his wall and a spanking paddle. But yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna show the second poem. I'll read this one.
Yeah, good.
The ocean is dark, full of malice, drowning waters of my emotion. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I gotta get some music for this. One sec. Alexa, stop. Okay, I'm gonna get some music. This one's for you, Chad. The ocean is dark, full of malice, drowning in the waters of my emotion. The undercurrent of memory pulling me down, wave after wave.
Mic off. Mic on.
Crashing on me. Hold on one sec.
Mic off. Mic on.
Fucking mic keeps desyncing. Now I gotta redo it. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Here comes the music. The ocean is dark, full of malice, drowning in on the waters of my emotion. The undercurrent of memory pulling me down, wave after wave, crashing on me. It won't end. Treading water, fighting the surf, sapping my strength. The dark sky lit up as lightning crashes over the horizon. The storm is coming. Off in the distance, I see the lights of a boat, the one that I've been searching for. But she's moving away from me, leaving me to my dark fate. I call out from the void, and I think that she hears me. But she doesn't change course. She wants to avoid the storm, and I can't blame her. All I can do is keep my head above the water, stay afloat. Maybe she will turn around and come to get me. Maybe not. The ocean has no mercy, no forgiveness, just the raw power of destruction. I do what I can against its might, but I call her name.
3 deep, 5 me.
How long before I'm just a memory? That's a dramatic
Beautiful.
reading of his poetry
So deep.
with some Naruto music. This is the man that keeps telling everybody that he's going to take control of the scene. That he's this is Tonka's right hand man. Yeah, he's a family guy, by the way. There's him and his family having a beer with the mates.
Now, what we in Australia call them are bogans. You Americans may know them as white trash or trailer trash.
You can
Over
actually
here they're
see
called
the trailer in the
bogans.
picture.
Yeah, it's literally right fucking there. They got a double wide with a window off the back. Great.
Oh my god.
That garden bed in the front there is probably full of cat shit and cigarette butts. That car in the background you can see probably hasn't worked in 4 years. It's just there because they think it's cool. They like to sit there and go boom, 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 boom. They got a flagpole, but let's be honest, they don't know how to use it.
Oh, you guys are all just you're evil doxes.
This is a cybercrime, right? What we're doing right now is a cybercrime.
Just a filthy doxer. Fuck,
Oi,
fuck
mate.
us all.
I'm gonna call the
Filthy.
FBI on yes.
Filthy fucking doxers. All of
He has threatened me time and time again, saying that he's going to take me to jail for doxing him, and that I'm a terrible individual.
Personally, he's going to take you to jail personally.
Take me to jail. He's going to arrest me on the spot, and he's going to make sure that I never, ever again, do this evil thing.
Can you imagine some fat bogan autist with facial piercings running up to you, wee-ooing with some fucking cable ties, screaming, "I'm gonna citizens arrest, wee-oo."
Well, apparently the autism runs in the family.
All
And,
5'5" of it.
Yeah,
and his brother
Yes.
suffers from autism as well.
Oh, there's a shock.
do we have a picture of his brother with the autism?
It's in your DMs.
It looks like
Fetal
they're on the
alcohol
mountain
syndrome as
reverse
well.
Pull
tape.
this up.
It's the first one I sent you of him.
Okay, hold on. Let me get it.
There's also the Wigger Bogan one that I think is worth a mention.
Oh, here we go. Oh, this is great. His brother's middle name is Bonesy. You couldn't make this shit up if you tried. I swear to God, people think that like this shit is just made up and it just fucking falls on my doorstep. And then people fucking work their asses off to find that shit. And I have to show it to you guys because it's just fucking hilarious every time. So let's pull up old Bonesy.
Fucking Bonesy. Fucking Bonesy.
Yeah, that's his legitimate name. It's fucking Bonesy. Craig Bonesy Marshall is his name. And he's got the Autism Speaks thing on because he's different, not less, than everybody else in the world.
So special. Stunning and brave.
He's a brave soldier. He's a brave man because he has a retard for a brother. A man who is apparently a sex offender who, when he didn't take his pills, he blacked out and did something that got him on the sex offenders watch list, which he claims he didn't remember even saying to us because he's that fucked.
Have we spoken about his religious beliefs yet?
Oh, I
so
did
when
a whole
we made
show
that
on him.
role for him in the Dogs Club for sex offender registrant, and he started freaking out, that's why.
Yeah, and he claims that, everybody doxed him and that, it's illegal and that it went beyond a dox. Well, it's not just, a dox. I found a lot of things about him that I personally thought were abhorrent. Like the fact that he hangs out on, DBZ websites where he writes DBZ fan fiction. And he doesn't just write it like in detail. His entire identity is from Dragon Ball Z. Because if you guys don't know this, he's actually part Saiyan. He is an actual Super Saiyan that you guys don't even know. Okay, I'm gonna get that right now. He's the Demon Lord Akujin.
I can see him flicking his own sensu bean.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this up on screen for you guys. Pull it
That's
up.
what
on
he calls
the,
his
on the
prostate,
web
by the way.
capture. He is a Dragon Ball Z fanfic fanatic. So let's go ahead and we're gonna pull this up. There's a browser source. DBZ. The author has written 3 stories for Dragon Ball Z, but his character loves to mutilate his foes, and he's a pretty cool guy if he likes you. But if he don't, run. It is very hard to win his trust. You have to save his life almost. If you want to know anything about him personally, I'm him. See ya. So I'm gonna go ahead. You guys wanna take your parts? We're gonna read the first one.
Oh, I'm gonna take a hard pass
Cold
on that.
Steel himself. Do we have an intermission if we're gonna be doing this? I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
so
go
I
ahead and
piss
take a piss.
myself. I need like 2 minutes.
I'm gonna get some demon music going.
And that's not a joke we made up. Demon Lord Akujin. That's his own personal email account.
Yeah,
Demon Lord Akujin
his fucking
at hotmail.com.
His email is like Lord Akujin or Lord_Akujin, and when you put it into Google, it pops up with his Facebook and everything, and he's claiming that we doxed him because we looked up his email.
Yeah,
I mean, if you would
the
pull up
Tonka school of thought.
the screenshot of his Plenty of Fish dating account that has his name on it, his Plenty of Fish is literally his Twitter handle _Akujin_. So
let's
it's
take a look at
not
his
really a
brain link.
dox, I would say.
Yeah, he's a liker of some stuff.
It's just autistic aboriginals on the internet.
Yeah, he claimed that we doxed him because that was the first result when you look up _Akujin_, which is his fucking Twitter handle. This is doxing to him. So let's well, Dr. Roxo is away. Let's get some battle music. Alright, let's get some DBZ fight music. There we go. Alright, DBZ fight music. Alright, here we go. In the beginning, the rise of the demon. Actually, this song fucking sucks. I'm changing it. I thought it was gonna be better. Let's get the best one.
I'm gonna put a hot take from Kenny real quick. I'm a censoring fascist.
Oh, really?
Kenny's still muted.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
you
still
haven't muted? Don't mute him. I want to hear.
Well, actually, now that he's unmuted, we could ask Kenny about the accusations that Kenny is involved in this, working with us to defraud Akugen from thousands of dollars of Australian money.
Really?
Apparently, it's
That's
true.
dollary dues to you, friend.
Australian tax dollary dues.
Oof.
Yeah, it's
Taking away
I'm
his,
so glad I
his
haven't paid
disability
taxes there in
pension.
12 years.
Thousands of
Wow.
wombats.
Thousands of wombat. Oh, well done, Kenneth.
Well, anyway, so basically, what's going on is apparently me, Roxo, and Negro Joe are in cahoots, and we are conspiring against Akugen. And he has informed me that if I don't call the FBI, that the FBI will become after me. So, I'm kind of... I don't know
I
what
understand that you're a little slow with uptake, but you should tell him that that's called blackmail and that it's a criminal offence. And that you know people in the Australian Federal Police, because I do, who will pursue him for that.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and we're going to read some of Demon Lord Akugen's DBZ fanfiction to Super Saiyan theme.
Bag's not.
Here we go. Feeling the energy inside of me. In the beginning, the rise of the demon. A day had passed since Dayron had separated from his son into two beings. Both boys had been training to the extent of their younger power. Akuma seemed to get the hang of controlling his power a lot quicker than his younger brother, Akugen. Also known as Aku. The same reason that Akuma was getting control over his power so quickly is mainly because Akumeza's traits had been carried out to control Akuma rather than Akugen. But Akuzema's amazing ability to devise attacks and fight at will had been passed to Akugen, making the brothers somewhat of an equal match in battle. One bright morning, Akuma opened the door to his brother's room and screamed, "Akugen, get your lazy ass up or I will beat it off." Akugen moaned, rolling over, pulling the covers over his head. Akuma let out a sigh and then smirked as he grabbed Akugen by the ankle and jerked him from the bed and then slammed him against the hard floor of the place. Well, it says palace, causing a loud crash and a sound to echo throughout the halls. Wakey screamed out as the two boys, like mothers tend to do. This is literally how it's written. I'm not reading it entirely.
Turn the music down.
No horseplay in the house. Let's turn the music off since it's too loud. No horseplay in the house. Akuma laughed and then pulled Akugen up to his feet and wiped the blood from his brow. Today, Akugen, I'm gonna see just how good a fighter you are. And if you're a bad one, it looks like I'll be the only child. Akugen groaned at the thought of fighting Akuma, as he always did when his big brother mentioned killing him. The boy's father had been sent off to war with an unknown invader and would not be knowing if he would be returning or not. Akuma and Akugen got dressed in their training gi quickly and ran out to the front entrance of the palace and down the dirt path to the training arena. The two young demons stood about 20 feet apart from each other. Akuma was smirking with a bloodthrusty. He was smirking with a bloodthrusty grin, while Akujin was waiting for another beating, just as he had the day before. He literally said "had" twice. Akuma screamed "Go!" and lunged at his brother, driving his elbow into Aku's gut. Akujin flew back, hitting the ground and spinning until he finally stopped and jumped up in the air. Within seconds, Akuma jumped, grabbed Aku by his ankle, and threw him back at the dirt floor of the arena. Akujin hit the ground with a loud crash. Dirt flew in the air, and the chilling sounds of bones popping were heard throughout the arena. Akujin was not weak, and not a weak fighter at all. He just had not inherited the blood thrust. I think he's saying thirst, but he doesn't know how to spell it, so he says blood thrust. That Akuma had from Akumeza. Aku propped himself up with his elbows and then flipped back to his feet and regained his stance, which is kind of weird because he just did a flip before. I don't know how he's on the ground again. Akuma floated down to the ground and smirked evilly. "Come on, little brother. You wouldn't want to disappoint father now, would you?" Akujin smirked, placing his hands in front of him, firing millions of blasts at his brother. With ease, Akuma batted them off back at Akujin quickly. Akujin crossed his arms, and in the nick of time, just as the blast hit, when the smoke cleared, Akujin dropped to one knee as sweat dripped from his shiny black and red hair to the floor of the arena. Akuma ran at Akujin, quickly screaming all the way, "Is that all you got, wimpy?" Akuma kicked upwards with the force of unimaginable power right into Akujin's chin, causing his to somersault backwards. So apparently he kicked him so hard in the chin that his chin did a somersault instead of his body.
Is that why he has two chins? Because
yes, that is why he has two chins. His chin did a somersault and broke itself in half. His chin did a somersault backwards quickly and slammed against the floor one more. God damn, this is fucking terrible. Akujin pushed himself off the floor with his arms and spit out a glob of blood. As he tried to regain his breath, Akuma smirked and looked over at his exhausted brother. "I don't see why father loves you so much over me. I mean, you are nothing but a worthless piece of shit that can't fight, and you don't even deserve to be called a demon." You know, I'm feeling that in this writing, maybe Akujin's putting a little bit of the real world into it.
He's projecting a little bit, I think.
I think this is how he feels because his father prefers the autistic brother whose middle name is Bonesy over him.
Well, you see, the autistic brother brings in more paychecks.
I think he's the autistic brother.
He'll get more benefits from the doll.
The ground began to rumble mysteriously as Aku began to growl slowly. Akujin was on all fours as red and black ki began to rise up from his body like steam. This must happen when Tonka makes him angry, when he starts to get loud on the show. Akuma looked in surprise, not knowing what was about to happen to him. Akujin flipped himself back up with one hand and landed on his feet. Again, he flips himself back up, but he's already got up 3 other times. I don't understand how he keeps ending up back on the ground. He lands on his feet and then began a stance that even was unknown to Akuma. Akujin growled immensely. Now, he spelled immensely with an E.
Oh, God.
Emensely, as his ki rose to that even higher than Akuma could even reach in his spare time. And then Akujin screamed out a technique that he had developed in his spare time alongside his brother, and it was a combination of his brother and father's super ki attack. Haramudugin. Ki swirled around his body, and violently, just as lightning would, as the energy rushed to his palms, he screamed out once more. The blast quickly flew after Akuma. Akuma drew back his fist to deflect the blast, but it was too late. Akujin had reached a power Akuma knew nothing of, and was already behind him in seconds before the blast got there. Akujin growled
Teleports behind you, :3.
as his fangs were shown between his lips, and his eyes were glowing completely red as he flung his left leg into Akuma's back, catching him off guard. He literally said gourd, not guard. And hurting him into the blast. Hurtling him into the blast. He spelled hurtling really weird. Into the blast, snapping his back into all at the same time. As Akuma hit the blast and let out a scream of agony, the blast exploded, causing the whole arena to disintegrate into tiny particles. He literally has descent, like DESCENT, AGRAT, into tiny particles. Akuma was sent flying, but Akujin was just inches away from him. Akujin was in a state of trance, not knowing what he was doing to his brother. All he could say was, "I am not a failure." Akujin dropped to both knees into Akuma's lifeless body, sending him flying to the ground quickly. Akuma hit hard, causing more bones in his body to break. Akujin then landed on his brother's body quickly as Aku's blades ripped into his arms. Okay, so now he has blades. I don't know where the hell they came from. Akujin began to hack away at his brother's body quickly as Akuma's blood was sent flying, splattered against the ground in the once huge arena. Akujin was still growling violently, cutting his brother's body to shreds, all while Akuma was unable to do a thing since he was knocked unconscious by the blast. Quickly, the boy's mother appeared on a collapsed pillar and shot one of her steady arrows at Akujin, grazing his head hard and knocking him out immediately. He spelled it, no, it's immediately. Akujin's body dropped down to power quickly, and his body felt limp, and he dropped down on his brother's body. Moiki rushed down and picked up the two teenaged warriors and carried them home. And then it says, Chapter 2 will be propositions by a stranger. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ask the chat, would they like to hear Chapter 2?
Yeah,
Would you guys like to hear Chapter 2?
I think we all do. Is that mic working?
This is a close vote.
This is ridiculous.
There are more
This is
than
origin story,
21
right?
chapters to this
there's-
whole saga that he
There's
wrote.
21 chapters.
Oh,
There's several 100,000 words in this mess.
I bet all of them are horribly spelt too.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
Oof.
Yeah, I have all of the links archived. I also archived his Facebook and his Plenty of Fish profile.
Wow, we need to get Sloop in here to read the entire thing.
I'd write a Kiwi Farms article about him, but we all know what happened to the last one.
It's a dang shame when it happens.
Hang on a second, I'm just gonna put you back where you belong.
Oh, you
Holy shit, this thing is long. I didn't even realize it was this long.
Some of the chapters are over almost 100,000 words.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh my god.
I find it weird that this was archived like a while ago. All right, let's go to I'm gonna go to chapter 2. Let's take a drink.
I don't know, I'll take a shot of bleach if you've got it. Just while Godspeed takes a break.
Today, Chapter 2, in the beginning, propositions by a stranger.
Oh, what a cunt.
Years have now passed since Akujin and Akuma's battle, and both boys are now 18. Akujin is now the guardian of the Seven Gates of Hell, and Akuma is mostly the black sheep of the family. Dairin came back from battle about 2 years ago and was half dead when he returned. Early one morning, Dairin had received a message from the leader of the advisory council. Valnir requested that Dairin show up immediately, if not sooner. So Dairin dressed quickly and phased out to the council building. Dairin took his seat quickly and looked up quickly as well. How may I help you this morning, gentlemen? Valnir looked up from his documents and smiled. Yes, Dairin, we would like it if you could help us with something. We, the council, have decided that you're getting up in years, and we would now like you to turn over your throne to me. Dairin shook in anger. Valnir, you made me split my son in two. Okay, he means in two because apparently he split his son's spirit into two different people.
Yeah, but it's INTO,
But it's
right?
INTO. Now you want me to turn over my throne to you? You know my sons are the heirs to the throne, and you will have to kill me first before I give up my throne to an egotistical bastard like you. Valnir growled in anger, crushing his glass in his palm as his crimson blood dripped onto the table. He mumbled under his voice as Dairin phased back out. Well, Dairin, if that's how you feel, it can be arranged. Valnir walked down the street quietly when he noticed Akuma walking down the other side of the street. Valnir smirked and phased out, appearing in front of Akuma. Akuma staggered back and screamed, "Who the fuck are you, and why the hell are you in my face?" Damn, that is a very aggressive response. Valnir smirked. "I like your spunk, kid. I take it you're the son of Dairin, am I right?" Akuma nodded, cursing his father's name. Valnir laughed evilly. "I take it you don't like your father much." Akuma nodded once more. Valnir looked down at Akuma. "How would you like to do me a favor? We all know that your brother is favored more than you, and he is next to inherit the throne. So how would you like to kill your father and take over the throne? You could rule and not have to worry about your brother." Valnir was using Akuma from the start. He was planning on Akuma killing Dairin, and then Valnir would take Akuma out and rule all by himself. Wow, he just gives it away. Akuma looked up at Valnir and smiled. I will do it, Valnir. I will do it tonight. Akuma ran off to his home as Valnir smirked and walked back into the shadows. What the fuck? I feel like he's creating this Dragon Ball universe so that he can work out his problems with his dad. It just gets worse. Okay. Akujin was laying down on the bench in the training room with sweat dripping off of his brow. Hold on, I gotta get this picture up for dramatic effect. This is Akujin with sweat on his brow. Let me get it real quick. This is him in the training room.
You see the trash bag that he's wearing is traditional Anunnaki attire.
There's a sweat on his brow for dramatic effect. I want to draw the readers into his world. They need to feel it. This is the Demon Lord Akujin. He's been training all day.
Like, I just want to get a towel and wipe my screen.
I can feel the demon energy coming off the screen, man.
He's got sweat dripping off his brow, smiling that he had achieved. He spelled achieved wrong. A new level of power. Akujin looked down at the symbol burnt into the flesh on his palm, meaning that he was the guardian of the gates of hell. When out of nowhere, he heard his mother cry out. Akujin flipped up off the bench and ran out of the room, running to his father's study as fast as his legs could carry him. Akujin reached the room about time as Akuma drew back his blade and slashed it across Dayron's neck. Blood was sent flying and splashed across Akujin's face as Dayron's head rolled off his body to Akujin's feet. Now, what I find a bit weird about this is that Akuma is weaker than Akujin, apparently, and their dad is like the king. And from what I remember in Dragon Ball Z, swords don't do much to people that have incredibly high ki. So I don't know how the fuck he cut that dad's head off. And I also don't know how they fucking have swords and shit to cut people that just appear out of nowhere that they never mentioned previously in the story. That's a plot hole.
We clarify that all of this takes place in hell.
Yeah, it all takes place in hell. So his dad technically wouldn't die; he'd just be reborn, which is also something that they state in DBZ. So
yeah, mortal demons. That's where I'm having trouble right now.
Akujin dropped to his knees and screamed in agony, "Father, no!" Akujin looked up at Akuma and began to stutter. Akuma, how could you do this? He was our father." "Wrong, Aku. He was your father. He always liked you best. We all know you're next to inherit the throne. So Valnir said if I killed father, I could rule." Okay, that just fucking ruins it for me because now he's giving it away again. Because you're not supposed to tell them that you're working with some kind of like master manipulator in the background. That just fucks everything up. In shock, Valnir, the head of the advisory council, Akuma smirked. "That's right, little brother." Akujin looked up in shock. "And what about mother?" Akuma laughed. "She is fine, Akujin. I told her to run while she was still able to go back to heaven where she belongs." Okay, so now we see a clear psychological message here that he believes that his mother is heavenly and his way to escape hell, and that his father is like the king of hell, and that he wants to murder his own father so that he can escape hell and become his own man.
Is this the plot of Little Nicky? Is that what's going on here?
It might actually be, although this was before Little Nicky was
Is
even made.
is this a new Devil May Cry game by any chance?
No, I think it's how Akujin worked through his psychosis. I mean, this is a man that doesn't take antipsychotics, so clearly this is transformative for him. It's therapeutic.
Little Nicky fucking Dragon Ball Z fan fiction.
I'm also trying to figure out how Akujin knew who Balnir was, but Akuma seemed to not know who he was, even though the two of them both know him, and he's worked with his father on an advisory council for a number of years.
Can he turn to a Super Saiyan yet, or what?
I don't know yet. I believe he can in the future.
Or does that happen after the stream when he finds out about this?
I think he'll turn after. Akuma looked down at Akujin and spoke in an evil tone. I can't very well leave any witnesses now, can I? Akujin was in his own little world, not hearing what Akuma was saying. Wow, that's almost like when Akujin's on fucking stream. Akuma drew his blades once more. I don't remember him sheathing them. I remember him cutting the dad's head off, but it never says anything about him sheathing it. But apparently he did, and now he's drawing them again. And he jumps at Akujin. And like an invisible barrier or something held Akuma back from killing his brother. Akuma clutched his head in pain and screamed as he ran out of... he ran out the palace doors. Not out of, out. He ran right out of them.
He was in them?
Akujin's sobbing turned to growling as his eyes became completely blood red. Akujin stood up and screamed in extreme rage as his clothing shredded off his body due to his ki. He said Dio, not D-U-E, leaving Akujin standing nude as almost within a half of a second Akujin's guardian armor appeared. Akujin screamed in rage once more as his black and red ki erupted violently, and Akujin was pushed into a stage and trance he had not been in 5 years. Aku's hair stood up completely. Hold on, I gotta get the music for this. I gotta get the music for this one. Aku's hair stood up completely, straight just in, as he turned SSJ, and his hair went from black to red and blazed violently, as if it were on fire. Akujin screamed out in rage, Akuma, you will not go without punishment. I am seriously pissed off right now. Akujin's ki blew half the palace off. Akujin flew after Akuma, and when Akujin reached the gates of hell,
Yes.
when Akujin reached the gates of hell, he found that Akuma had blown the gates apart and escaped to Earth. Akujin stood on the platform, waiting to be sent to Earth in search of his brother. Ki swarmed around Akujin's body as Aku sent into a swirl of dimensions and ended up on Earth 7 years after Akuma. From now on, Akujin would have to fight hard and train hard, for Akuma had had 7 years of training that Akujin had not. But if Akujin could control his rage trance one more, he could do more than defeat Akuma.
Exposition is really not his strong suit.
I have no words to explain what I'm listening to.
This is really good. Did he write this like seriously or ironically?
What did the chat think about that?
This is
7
100%
years.
serious.
This is like he's inserting like Samurai Jack now, like
Samurai Jack, Little Nicky meets Dragon Ball Z with a touch of Cartman. He's feeling his fantasy.
I'm seriously pissed off right now.
I have no words. It gets worse the more it goes on.
Worse? What do you mean worse?
Every time it gets worse. The longer that it goes on, you're just sitting there and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this dude honestly like thinks that he's like Goku. Like, look at this fucking dude. He's fucking Goku. and you don't want to fuck with him because he's a real dangerous guy. Look at the way he slicks his hair back. Look at the earrings and his eyes. Like, he don't fuck around.
Yeah, he just looks like he's been crying for 3 weeks. Non-stop.
Well, you know what? You don't understand the pain that he's been through, okay? Okay, he has been through a lot of pain. Okay, he wears anonymous masks. He has a lot of connections to Anonymous. He can hook you up.
He claims benefits from the government for his schizophrenia.
Hey, look, man. He
lives in a trailer trash fucking house that's been falling apart.
Look, man. The sun doesn't set on a badass. All right. So let's go ahead. We're gonna set up another poll. Let's let's see if
this is too much.
let's see who wants to hear Chapter 3. Enter Turon, the master of unimaginable power.
We need to take like a 2-minute fucking intermission real quick. I need to get ice and water.
I'm gonna start that up, and I'm gonna go take a piss while you guys vote.
Holy shit.
I'd fucking call the FBI if someone found this and I wrote it.
I would too. That was the first thing I did. Call the cyber police, double back trace it.
Please get Negro Jaw off the internet. He found my DBZ fanfic.
It's over. I thought it was bad when we got us plenty of fish.
I never read this much because it's almost 1 million words in all 21 chapters of this.
I can't believe that he did this.
This is what he bases his life off of.
You're not allowed to talk shit on the internet if you've written this in your lifetime. Kumite is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be an interesting show tomorrow. I don't even know if he's gonna show up again.
He won't. That'd be the smart thing to do.
Just keep collecting those DSP checks.
All right, I'm back. Let's see what people said.
He's gonna lose it.
Looks like the votes are unanimous. I'll give it another like 2 minutes, and we'll just. I think it's like 1 more minute before the vote runs out. So far, 22 people want to hear the next chapter.
1.
And I don't like people like Akujin threatening me, telling me that if I take it too far that I'm gonna go to jail or something. And that just annoys me when he says that like I can't make fun of him or show his pictures or anything. And I've taken it too far or some shit like that. Like, motherfucker, you have no idea. Like, there you go, Akujin. You live in Curry, New South Wales, and you're a retard, and there's your phone number. I hope everybody reports you unmedicated sex offender retard.
How dare you dox me?
Yeah.
You doxes.
You
Filthy
doxer.
doxes.
You doxer. How
You're
dare
a
you?
doxer.
But yeah, I don't give a fuck about this guy. Fuck him. So he's a fucking weirdo. He's a sex offender. He doesn't fucking take his meds.
Oh yeah, I don't think we touched on that. He confided in us a few months ago before he went off the deep end that he was supposed to be on antipsychotic medication because he is mentally unstable and has hallucinations and extreme paranoia. And he decided that he is an Akujin. He's an Anunnaki god, so he doesn't need to take medication. So he hasn't been taking him for months now.
Yeah. For those of you that missed my very first stream ever, I touched on this and described Akujin in detail. And he believes that the Anunnaki are a real thing. He thinks that they are looking for him because they need to, like, get his DNA or some shit like that. And yeah, he thinks that these are like spiritual beings that are looking for him.
Yes, he's told us before that he has had visions, and the Anunnaki have visited him. When he is awakened from sleep in the middle of the night, the Anunnaki has come for him.
Yeah, that's what that poem about the waking dream is. It's him talking about his connections with the Anunnaki and how they've been reaching out for him. So I think I still have all of that. Let me just pull that script out. Here it is. The Anunnaki, which means those of royal blood, princely offsprings, or those who Anu have sent from heaven to earth, are believed to be a group of gods, deities, or spiritual beings that inhabited the earth during the time of the ancient Sumerian culture in Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia itself means a land between rivers, which sits between the Tigris and the Euphrates river system, which is modern day Iraq. As for the Sumerians, they were from the land of Sumer, which translates into the land of civilized kings, which is what our good friend Akajan believes he's from, the land of civilized kings. And it is the first recorded civilization of mankind. What's interesting to note, however, is that this first civilization appears to be quite advanced and far from primitive. The Sumerians were responsible for inventing such things as commerce, trade, science, and writing in the form of cuneiform. They also invented astronomy and had also been the first monarchy, which isn't bad for the first known civilization. According to the Enuma Elish, which consists of 7 tablets from the ancient Babylonian narrative telling the story of man's creation, it appears that the Anunnaki, called the Anu, are the creators of mankind, and man's purpose was to serve the gods. These beings were not from this world, but from the heavens, and they can be found throughout Sumerian culture in writings, drawings, and statues, some of which portray the Anunnaki holding a holy grail, which is supposed to depict a special bloodline that they've created, like the bloodline of Jesus Christ. It's also interesting to note that in ancient biblical texts, it mentions the offspring of the Anunnaki called the Nephilim, which is what fucking Akujan believes he is. He believes he's a Nephilim.
He believes he's an angel.
Yes.
Oh god.
Which inhabited the earth in the early days of mankind, just as the Enuma Elish depicts the story of man being created by gods. The book of Genesis also tells the creation story and mentions the unearthly beings called the Nephilim. Genesis 6:4 states that then the Nephilim were on earth, and in those days and also afterwards, the sons of God went to the daughters of men and had children by them. They were heroes of old, men of renown, or who or what these sons of gods were. These bloodlines were mentioned by the ancient Sumerian experts, and they were referring to people like Jesus Christ, King Arthur, theorist Zachariah Sitchin, who spent many years studying the artifacts, said that the Sumerian writing believes that Anunnaki genetically engineered men by crossbreeding their DNA with the DNA of Homo erectus. The reason for doing so is to create a slave race of Homo sapiens to mine gold from the Earth, so that they can bring them back to some other alien planet. This is actually what Akujan strongly believes, and I have said this before, and I will say this again. You can clearly see why Tonka and Akujan get along, because the real truth is, and I have been trying to hold this back. Tonka Saw is actually an Anunnaki. Think about it from Akujan's perspective. He's an unmedicated person off antipsychotics. And if you draw from that perspective, you will see the connections. I mean, let me just get a picture of Tonka Saw real quick. We'll get a picture of him, and then we'll get a picture of the Anunnaki, and we'll put them together. Okay, so here is a picture of the Anunnaki. We'll just pull this up real quick. Alright, now there's an Anunnaki. Now you can clearly see from the body type, very similar to Tonka Saw. It's almost uncanny. Now,
Same
let's get a
build, same
picture of
build.
Tonka Saw up. Can you see the difference? It's almost like Tonka is an Anunnaki. They have the same body type, the same big ass foreheads, the same slender legs and girlish arms, and weird frame. Tonka Saw is an Anunnaki. That is how he controls Akugen. And you think it's bad. It gets worse. You see, somebody that was mentioned quite often in these tablets is Sargon of Akkad. He uses the same phrases to describe the citizens of Mesopotamia.
Oh no.
Now, you look at the two of them together, and you wonder, why do they hang out together? Why are they friends? You know, you really got to wonder, is it possible that this is a gay op that the two of them are doing to subvert and control YouTube? And you guys don't know it because you're being brainwashed by sargonic waves of energy and influence. You know when he chuckles? That's actually him using subsonic Anunnaki brainwashing technology. See, you guys think you're getting the best of him. He's the fucking head of the crop. This guy is an alien. And he is controlling all of you. You laugh, but just look at the influence that Sargon has. Sargon and Tonka are shapeshifters who manipulate the masses through the use of their drones, V and Akugen, with a clear and concise plan to subvert YouTubers and bring them offerings of ancient superberries and platitudes to mend their fragile egos and warped sense of reality. This is the truth. You guys need to accept this. These people are aliens and they are trying to take over our planet.
I think if you pull up this picture I posted in the Discord, it clearly shows that Tonka is not a human being, but an Anunnaki from another planet.
Oh my god. I just got the one picture. We actually have enhanced the picture, proving that he is actually an Anunnaki. And I will prove this to the audience right now. We're going to go back to it. We're going to do some enhancement on this picture. This is going to prove to you guys that he's an Anunnaki. All right? You guys are I know you're a bit skeptic, and I don't blame you. I mean, it was confusing to me at first too. But when I began to look at this from the perspective that I've taken, I can show you now the proof. Now there's the Anunnaki, and we're gonna get a picture of him right now that proves that he is in fact an Anunnaki. Here we go. Holy shit, this fucking picture is huge. God damn, dude. How fucking big is this picture?
I don't fucking know.
It's like fucking 5,000. Dude, give me a smaller picture. This picture's too fucking big.
Alright, I'll try and.
It's like taking up my whole screen, and I have like a 40
Jesus
fucking inch.
Christ, yeah.
Dude, look how big
What
this
the
picture is. What the fuck?
I'm telling you, he's a aren't the Anunnaki supposed to be bigger than man?
Dude, this picture
They're
is so
superhuman.
big, it's taking up my entire screen.
Here, this one should
Pictures
be smaller.
Yeah, this is
It's
way
all
too
adding
big.
up, actually. You can't even shrink a picture of him. Huh.
This is legit like fucking. It's like 5,000 by 5,000 when I try to load it. Okay. Hopefully this will
Well,
be a
at
Hey,
least
now
better.
you're supposed to be
Australian
like 10 foot
taxpayers know
tall.
they paid for a decent camera for him.
Dude, this is like a fucking IMAX picture. It's 5,014 by 5,032.
Well, thank you, Australian government. It's really appreciated.
Oh, that's much better. All right, let's get this Tonka picture and I'll load it up. All right, right there. That's not normal. Look at the way his body is. It's clearly him shape-shifting. That's why Vamp was holding him up in the picture. Because his body is so frail. Look at him. And his eyes, that isn't actually Photoshop. That's what he looks like in real life. He's a fucking Anunnaki.
He's a fucking Anunnaki. He's not human. This is not a human face.
And
souls.
then when you actually look into fucking, when you do some actual enhancement into, you know, our good friend Akugen, you can see that he's becoming just like them. They've been doing experiments on him for years. When we spectrograph the picture, I'm not even kidding you people. Just go ahead and look at this. Does that look like normal to you? Look at him. He's becoming one of them. Just like Tonka. He's becoming an Anunnaki. When we apply modern forensics to the photos, the real truth is revealed. Look at his eyes. Those aren't human.
He's not of this earth. All that sweat and grease on him is just all the heat from him transforming into his human form.
You know, you laugh, but it's not funny. Because he is, and always will be, a hero to his people. And when he fucking proves that he can subvert us with his abilities, you're going to be sorry, man. Because the truth is out there. You know, if you guys think that this is a joke or something to laugh at, think again. This could be your family in a few years. He could come into your country and he could subvert you and make you like him. I'm at a loss for words sometimes when I think about how quickly his people invaded our country and took everything over. And now they're making people watch them on YouTube every day. And they watch them for hours like drones. And you can clearly see from this artist's perspective, he's evolving. Look at how he gets bigger and bigger as time goes on. And now he's in this like murderous phase where he's murdering people that don't agree with him.
Calling the FBI on them. He's a loose cannon.
He's calling the FBI on people that make fun of him on the internet. That is Akugen, Ocean. That is Akugen in real life.
The god amongst men and co-host of the Kumite.
The
Yeah.
Nephilim.
That's Akugen in real life. Here we got a picture of his
That's
Facebook.
Akugen, defender of the underworld
Oh no, wait.
himself.
Here's his Facebook. His name's Shane Marshall. And we actually found out that he's like trailer trash in Australia. There's a picture of him with his family. You can see the trailer and everything.
The correct term is bogan.
Oh, he's a bogan, which is like Australian white trash.
Australian white nigger.
That's the one.
And since Ocean Redux missed it, let's do the look at the top of his head thing.
That's a great one.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna play this especially for you, Ocean.
Bruh. Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, 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 no. Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
It's not. It didn't play? Hold on. I'll just play the video on my thing. Hold on. Are you sure the sound didn't play?
Okay,
No, I saw it on the stream. It was good.
Oh, it played the sound? Oh, okay.
It might just me and my
Yeah, let's review some other things for Ocean since he probably
That's
missed it.
definitely
How about his disability checks he's getting
he
that he
collects
advertises?
disability checks. He talks to girls on Facebook about how he feels true pain. He's got a dating profile with the name Akugen, where he says that he's on disability. He's on DSP, which is a disability service something in Australian speech. Yeah, disability service pension. He is really into BDSM, and he's funny, intelligent, caring, funny, moral, empathetic, funny, half gentleman, half deviant, XD lol, winky face.
He's 5'5" and a few extra pounds.
Yeah, he's 5'5". He's a few extra pounds. He doesn't want children, and he's not ambitious.
And he doesn't have a car.
Yeah, he doesn't have a car. He's a wrestler. He's really into gay pride.
What a dreamboat.
Yeah, he loves gay pride. There is at the Gay Pride Festival.
No,
He
thank
really
God.
likes Black Lives Matter. He supports Black Lives Matter very profusely. You can see him promoting the black race. There he is supporting gays again. This woman's in awe of him. She's just staring at him like an absolute unit. I can't. He cross dresses sometimes.
Oh wait, did you play the video of him in drag? The video, not the.
There's
picture.
a video of him in drag.
Yes.
Yeah, on
I
Instagram.
just posted it in Discord. This was not edited by us. This is how we found it.
This is his own video.
Yes.
Not
All right,
my
hold on, I'm
video.
loading this up.
I didn't Kennyify it or anything.
Oh my god, I can't fucking breathe. Dude, all right, we got a breaking news thing from our good friend Mr. Negro Joe. So let's load this video up. Akugen, the transitioning engine. This is pull this up right now. Let's go ahead and save this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna load this very tasteful video up. I'm at a loss for words, audience. Let me know what you guys think. For those of you who missed that, I'll put it up again. Heart
too.
And let's see, what else did Ocean miss? Oh yeah, he's got an autistic brother named Bonesy Marshall, Craig Bonesy Marshall. I believe that is who Akuma is, and he's Akujin.
I think you should also pull up this other picture of his brother in full bogan attire.
Oh. Wow. All right, we're gonna pull up another picture of his brother. Oh man, this is bad. Dude, I don't understand how he's so fat and his brother is like rail thin.
He's eating all the food before he gets any.
I think we found out where all the benefits are going. Yeah, what's up? What's up, mate? Yeah. Yeah,
The
mate.
fuck is that on his hand?
Yo, that's my watch. I use it because I gotta know where I be going, yo.
Why does he have 3?
Yo, I got 3 watches because bitches always be on my dick. I need to know what time to switch them off. Yeah. Yeah, you know how it is, bitch. Yeah, you like my hat? Shit, bro. Shit. Alright, the chat wanted to hear chapter 3 of his amazing Dragon Ball Z fanfic. We'll go ahead and switch this out to chapter 3. Enter Turon.
I think while you're reading it, you should put up a picture. This picture I just posted. That this is what he looks like when he's writing this fan fiction.
The one that you just sent me, or the one that you just
The
posted?
one in the server.
Okay,
With
hold
him
on.
shirtless in his room.
I know what you're talking about.
All right, we're gonna switch this to writing
guns.
Akujin, and then we're gonna do chapter 3 of this wonderful series. I think I might do a whole week of this where I just read the fanfic out loud.
I'll be here for that.
Jesus Christ, this picture is fucking massive.
That one was straight off his Facebook. I don't know. I can't do anything about it.
All right, hold on, I'm shrinking it. Why is this picture so fucking big?
Look at that 7 head.
There we
bro.
go. Look at that.
He's an
Dude,
absolute unit.
Dude, look at the top of his head. He looks like a chia pet.
Look at the gun show.
He looks like a chia pet.
Oh,
Look how
God.
smooth he is.
Dude. He looks like a chia
His
pet.
arms look deformed.
Look like
He has
a
no
little
fucking
boy.
shoulders at all.
Dude, he looks like a fucking
somebody
bobblehead.
Look like somebody photoshopped his face onto a fucking
Fucking
skin
chihuahua.
chicken. Oh boy.
You know what he looks like? I'm not even kidding. Hold on, let me get it. Tell me if you guys see this.
The hairdo though. I like how he's starting to bald in the middle too, and you can see it.
Now you see his hair and his stupid ass head that he's got, a big ass forehead he's got. Let me know if you guys agree with this. Tell me he ain't a big boy.
He even got the double chin.
Look at the haircut and everything.
Okay. I'm gonna need a second.
Put some lip piercings on Big Boy.
I was just getting ready to do that.
And Metacrist, I don't know what he did. He literally just came in and told us one day that he was like that he went off his antipsychotics for a while and he blacked out, and that he was forced to register as a sex offender after that, and he wouldn't explain why or what he did. But when he got the sex offender role in Discord, he lost his fucking mind and he ran over to fucking Tonkasaw and he just started hanging out with him all the time.
Yeah, that's why he went to Vamp.
Yeah, we labeled him a sex offender registrant. And he lost his shit.
All right, let's get.
Well,
into
first
this,
he ran to Ralph and Zidane to try to get me banned for changing his role.
In a
Calling
different
him a sex
Discord, I
offender.
might add. Just
Yeah,
in a
I
different
think I have
Discord,
that
I might
actually.
add.
Let's
The DMs with Zidane.
I have.
He
the
just
DMs.
ignores him.
What's your problem with me, mate?
Let me see if I have them.
My persecution. Why are you doing this to me? I'm just a Foster's drinker from Bogan Outback, Australia.
Oh yeah, I have all of that shit with him crying and everything. Let me I'll make it into a fucking slideshow so people can see.
Why did they persecute him so?
Crying bitch. There we go. Let's go ahead and add all these fucking crybaby DMs of him whining about me being in the server and him being doxxed.
He even came at me with that shit. He's like, "Why is Godspeed here? What's he doing here? Why is he around?" I'm like, I don't know. He's all right. He's a doxer. He's a criminal. He's out. He's gonna get you all fucking arrested. You don't know what you're getting into. The Anunnaki. They're coming. Stone the flaming
Don't read
crow.
this sheet out loud, lol. I just needed a good laugh, thanks.
Alright, there we go. Let's pull these up for people.
I think I found a good one.
See, he got the sex offender registrant.
And we didn't get all the screenshots of these. There were about 10 other admins he was crying about.
He also threatened to get Ralph's server taken off because he was removed from the patron role because he hadn't paid his patron status in months. So they took him off, and then he fucking lost his mind and he ran to Tonka. And now he's like, he's claiming that, you know, he had no involvement with that, but then he was hanging out with the people that were bragging about getting Ralph's server taken down. So he's that much of a homo. All right, let me get this one. I'm getting more hot stuff off the presses. Apparently, Akugen is actually a brony. Let's get that picture.
Oh my god.
He is a brony. We have a picture of Akugen dressed up as a unicorn, I believe.
And just with the other transition video, this was not the work of us. This was posted by himself. He did this himself and posted it on his Facebook.
Ride his unicorn. See him pouting his lips with his little lip ring.
Guy's out of control.
Absolute mad lad.
He is a fucking unit. But I did promise a chapter 3, so let me get the fucking intro music going, and we can hear about Akugen's wonderful story of how he fought people and how he's a Super Saiyan.
This is what happens, by the way, when women drink during pregnancy. Just FYI.
Do 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 no 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 do do boom 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 boom. In the beginning, enter Turon, Akugen, the master of unimaginable power. Akugen arrived on Earth quite quickly, but it was not as soon as we thought he had arrived 7 years after Akuba. Akugen was looking around, taking in the beautiful view of Earth, when he felt an explosion of immense ki. He spells immense with an E. In the distance. It was ki of someone in distress. Akugen grunted, powering up a bit as he flew in the direction of the ki. When he arrived over the hillside, he noticed a man and a woman fighting. Two men dressed in the exact same armor. The man was holding his own quite well, but the woman seemed to be having somewhat of difficulty keeping up. The woman was knocked down flat on her back with one swift kick to the side of her head, and the fighter was about to pounce on her when suddenly, with a swift blow of air, Akugen rushed up to the fighter with one knee in the air and glided across the ground with the other foot. Akugen kneed the fighter in the gut, causing him to tumble backwards. Then Akugen took a quick step and was sliding backwards as his blades extended. Akugen slid backwards quickly, Q-U-I-C-L-Y, as the fighter regained his footing. Akugen pulled back quickly, he says this 3 times now, with his blades, cutting the man's head off with ease. Then, with a quick spin, he drove over his blade into the man's back. He looked up just as the mysterious man blew the other fighter's body to pieces. Akugen stood in utter shock. He literally spelled it utter, like utters on a fucking cow.
Like a cow. Oh no.
Though these men were nothing for him to defeat alone. There were demon knights in hell that didn't have the level of power of those 2 men. Akugen quickly rushed up to the man and woman and smirked, showing off his trademark demon fangs. "Hello, I am Akugen. I am a demon from hell," Akugen said softly. The man, a bit shorter than Akugen, looked over him very carefully. "Nice little bit of footwork there, demon boy. You have a lot, and I mean a lot of room to improve." Akugen growled and swung his fist at the cocky man. With ease, the man grabbed Aku's fist and twisted it, causing Aku's wrist to pop. Fell to his knees quickly as the man released his grip. Okay, I think he's missing a sentence there. Akugen stood back up and smirked. "I see now you two were just playing with those men. Well, we were born and it's our job to kill them off." The woman spoke quickly. The man popped his neck and looked back at Aku. "I am Turon, and this is my partner, Meron." Wow, he's really going the extra mile with these fucking names.
Right.
Akugen looked quickly at the fighters and smiled. "So you two are married?" "Heavens no, boy. We are just partners as in fighting-wise." The fuck does that mean? A look of heartbreak came over Marin's eyes at the statement that Turon made. Turon snapped back into the topic of discussion quickly. "We are part of a 2-member resistance that is trying to rid Earth of those people." And who are those people?" Akugen snapped back. They are mostly Earthlings, but some are higher-ranking fighters from different planets. And the two highest fighters, I believe, are much like you, Aku, demons. At that moment, Akujin was in shock. He knew that one of the demons had to have been Akuma. Akujin
Utterly
looked.
shocked.
Yeah, no, he was shocked. Akujin,
I was totally
Akujin
shocked.
looked down at the ground and then back up at Turin and Marin. So, how many of these guys are we talking about? Turin laughed. Well, your guess would be as good as mine. I would say anywhere from about 220,000 to 400,000. Jesus Christ. Akujin smirked once more. Well, could you two use any help? I mean, 2 against 400,000 isn't all that good. Turin smiled. I was about to ask if you would like to join, Aku. With my help, you could possible become the most powerful fighter yet to be seen, even higher than the Empire's Emperor. Empire's Emperor? What the fuck? You have immense power within you, Aku, but you only bring it out when you go into a trance brought on by rage. And in these fights, you will not always be able to get angry, so we need to
These
get you in
people
top form. I'm trying to figure out
seem
how
to
the
know
fuck this
so
guy
much.
knows this when he's never seen him go into a demon rage. That's never happened in the story so far. All he's seen is him at a low power level do a knee
Are we
kick.
getting off?
Somehow he knows that this dude has immense rage problems. I guess from just looking at him.
You can feel the impotence pouring off of the cunt.
Yeah, he could just feel it. Let's see. We need to get you in top form, but hey, look, at least at least you have power inside of you. It's just bringing it out is the hard part. Starting from scratch is a really hard thing, Turin said as he patted Marin on the back and she gave him an evil glare. Oh, there's gonna be some immense fighting going on. I better bring up the picture of his ninja swords for this so you guys can see that that he is an actual trained fighter. I don't want you guys to think that he doesn't actually have the experience.
He's 71st Dan.
You can see his ninja swords right there. There's his ninja swords. I guess those are the blades that he pulls out when he's fighting people and cutting them in half with his Super Rage Key Super Saiyan 5 abilities.
Him and his BDSM spanking paddle for
he's got the BDSM
the women he's picking up.
spanking paddle too.
Oh god.
Alright, let's go back to this. Okay. Turin, Akujin, and Marin walked about the countryside as Turin explained the whole situation to Akujin and explained in depth the detail to Akujin's training. Akujin looked at Turin. So let me get this straight. I have to train physically for 1 month and then mentally for 1 month? Turin nodded. But do you think it could be done in 2 months? Turin smirked. Well, Akujin, in 5 years you have trained yourself and become this powerful. With my help, in 2 months I could have the heavens bowing before your feet. Okay, that's weird because he says in 5 years Akujin got that powerful, but in the previous chapter he said it was 7 years before the last time him and his brother fought. So it's almost
and that
like
his brother had been training because it took him 7 years to get to the human world.
yeah, and that he's been gone.
Ugh.
So it's been 14 years since they trained. How
much do you want to bet that he was put on some kind of government enforced TAFE, like fucking creative writing thing? Like community college level shit. He was made to do this by the government in an attempt to better himself.
So like the lore that he's writing isn't even accurate. It seems to change every fucking chapter. It's like
totally inconsistent.
It's
with
not
itself.
consistent at all. but for some reason I can't stop reading it. Okay. So Akujin smirked at the thought and questioned him once more. So, when can I begin, Turin? Turin glared at Akujin, and instantly they were in an isolated area of Earth. Okay, so this guy can now teleport him anywhere. Now, Turin spoke. Aku growled and dashed at Turin. Turin jumped in the air, laughing at Aku. Aku snorted and then fired tons of ki at Turin. Turin was hit hard, but almost not affected. Not affected, affected. Turin came down with both fists and drilled Akujin in jaw, causing him to hurtle backwards. I'm not even kidding you. He spelt hurtle like turtle with an H. This continued for a month before Marin could only stand and watch as Akujin grew in power from beyond that he was a month before. Okay, so let me get this straight. Apparently, this dude was knocked so hard that he hurtled like a turtle backwards into the ground, and this dude just beat the shit out of him for a straight month, and that somehow made him super powerful from getting his ass kicked. It seems like he's working through some kind of abuse that he went through, because he talks about like his father loving his brother more than him, and then like he has rage issues, and then like he talks about how his mother's from heaven, and that his brother murdered his father, and it's like he's working through some kind of like deep-seated anger towards his family, and like this is his way to feel powerful, because this was like a long time ago. This was written like back in 2003.
Yeah, his psychiatrist put him up to this.
Finally, the day that Akujin would start his mental training arrives. I think this is the part about the psychiatrist.
Guys, even Rocky had a montage.
And boy, was Aku happy. Akujin sat down on the ground and closed his eyes, clearing his mind of all thoughts. That must not have been too hard. Turin spoke quite softly to Akujin. All right, Aku. Think about anything that angers you a lot, and all it does not matter. Whatever triggers the trance you go into, think about that and strive on it for the rest of this month. Those fucking doctors! Goddamn fucking Zoom! Fucking Dr. Roxo! God, those guys keep doxing me! God, I fucking hate these guys! That must be what he was thinking the whole time he was fucking sitting there for a whole month, just stewing over it. Fucking Snatch! Fucking Sleep! Fucking Valk! All these doxers! Goddamn Ralph Retort! Fucking Zidane taking away my roles! Fucking Zidane! God, I can't. I'm just imagining him like freak out. You have to strive on this for the rest of the month and think that you could always use that to your advantage in battle. Marin and I have to watch out for the Empire, so I shall leave you here to do this on your own. Goodbye, demon. Okay, so his teacher literally just abandoned him. Aku slept. He didn't slip. He didn't sleep. He slept into a state of deep thought and remained that way for a month, thriving on the thought of that night when his father was killed. Days on end went by, and finally, the last day had arrived. Turon and Marin stood 30 inches apart in an almost perfect formation as they both watched a squad of 400 men march towards them. Turon looked over at Marin quickly. This could get a little rough. Think you can handle it? Marin huffed. Does a one-legged duck swim in circles? At about that time, Turin turned to the direction of Akujin and screamed out, "What the fuck is that? That can't be Akujin." Akujin awakened from his trance of thought and was flying at top speed towards the two fighters. Akujin's entire internal and external body was flowing with power he was never able to reach in his own. Swirls of lightning like red and black ki was swarming around his body.
Look at the Discord.
Can we Can we get somebody who does art in the audience to draw this shit? Because I think this would be the funniest fucking comic.
Don't even think about asking me. I'm not wasting fucking good paint on this shit.
Oh my god! I just want a picture of like Akujin with like flowing red lightning around him and like the little lip ring and just the autistic stare in his eyes.
Really feeling his fantasy.
In no time, Akujin had surpassed every demon on record and was already 50 yards away from Turon and Maron by the time Turon had said, "What the fuck is that?" Akujin turned sideways and flew in between the two warriors. The force of his ki sent the two flying back a bit. Marin stood up and screamed, "Akujin, no, don't go yet." Marin leaped after, not leapt, leaped after Aku, but Turon grabbed her by the shoulder. "Don't worry, he will be just fine. That boy knows no fear now." Must be because he's on the Kumite. Akujin thought about that night 7 years ago and growled viciously. Eyes. What the fuck? He growled viciously. His eyes became completely blood red. So his eyes growled and then his eyes became completely red. What the fuck? Akujin shot both arms in front of him and clenched his fist as his blade erupted from his forearms. Okay, so now he's not pulling it out of a sheath. It comes from his forearms now?
Yeah, so now we're at Little Nicky, Dragon Ball Z, Cartman, fucking what else was there?
I don't
know. Bit of Wolverine.
But now
Wolverine.
Now I'm thinking about it. It's like, okay, hold on. So let's put away his swords, and let's put away this one, and we're gonna move the big boy over. Actually, let's get rid of the big boy, and we're gonna look at. We're gonna analyze this because, I mean, I'm a little bit taken aback here. So, all right, let's go to where Akujin is on the fucking list. It's all the way at the bottom. Okay, there it is. All right, so let's look up his eyes, or let's look up his shoulders, or his massive fucking arms. Look, he's getting bigger, people. Okay, so you see those arms right there? Those arms have swords in them. Okay. It's not fat. He's not fat. He's carrying weapons inside his arms so that when he powers up, he can shoot the blades out of his arms. Woo, lad. Don't worry, this boy knows no fear now. The shot out in front of him, and he clenched his fist as his blade erupted from his forearms. Aku headed towards the army of men and went right straight through the middle of pack, causing Imperials to fall left and right in bloody, gory mess. When Aku reached the end of the formation, he pulled up and growled, letting out a deep bellow that was heard across the countryside. Haramugudin! Ha! Let's do that in a fucking gay voice like he would do. Haramugudin! Ha! Got your doxers? Aku quickly took a stance and fired the blast straight down on top of the dumb. He literally said, dumbfounded, not dumbfounded. They're two different words. They're spaced apart. Dumb and then founded. Helpless men. The whole army was about gone except for about 4 men. Aku rushed down to one man and kneed him. Not like need him with a fucking knee. Like knead is in bread.
Needed him like dough, yeah.
Yeah, needed him like dough. In the back, causing the man to rip right half into. So he kneed a guy in the back so hard that his right half ripped into, and then he never explains it after that. Akujin spin quickly, much like a figure skater, and kicked another warrior in the side of his head, causing his head to rip straight off his neck. Akujin turned to a man that was running for dear life. Akujin phased out quickly and appeared in front of him with his back turned to the man. Okay, so now he's like Goku instant transmissioning and then looking like Akuma in fucking Street Fighter. Akujin dropped to the ground and swept the man's legs so hard it caused his shins to snap loudly. Then Aku jumped into the air right as the man was falling forward and brought his arm up into the man's chest, ripping him in two. Oh, you know what? I was reading this wrong. It's not into, it's into. Like, you know how he doesn't know that, like, into are two different words? He's saying INTO, like he did in the other chapter. Silly me. My mind's reading it like it's actually correct. And I didn't realize he was retarded. He's spelling into INTO, audience, instead of IN space TWO, like in two pieces. Akujin stood. Okay, here's another one. Akujin stood of a mound of bloody charred flesh and didn't even break a sweet. He didn't break a sweet, guys. Like, sweet is in like candy. I think we've seen that this man has had plenty of sweets in his day.
Just one too many, I think.
Look at those sweets. Look at those sunken in eyes. And was still not using all of the power he had achieved during his training. Turin and Marin stood in shock, looking down at the gallant young demon as it was hard for Turin to speak. That can't be the same Akujin we left a month ago, Marin. There is no way he could have gotten this strong. It's impossible. I don't care if he is a demon. It is not possible. Marin looked at the shaken warrior. Turan, I wouldn't be the one that worried. Whatever Akujin thought about to enrage. Okay, he spells immense with an E. And then he spells enrage with an I. What the fuck? What schooling did he go to? Enrage, INRAGE, not enrage. And then he spells, what the fuck? And then he spells immense, EMENSE.
See, I want to say this is the result of Tony Abbott's government taking Australian schools from the second best in the world.
Dude, I'm not even
31st
fucking kidding you. He's got it spelled that way in the fucking thing.
Like, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a second.
I'm going to pull this up on screen so that people can fucking see this, because I'm not even kidding. I've never seen somebody spell shit like this before in my life. Where the fuck is this? Okay.
Isn't your mother like a teacher who specializes?
Yeah, my mom's
in
a fucking teacher.
Retarded kids and making them normal.
Yeah, my mom's literally a teacher. That's why I'm a fucking genius, because my mom had me reading at a fucking young age. I'm gonna save this as immense, and I'm gonna pull this up for people right now. This is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
You filthy doxer.
You guys hang out with you. He doxes.
We'll read this aloud. Alright, so where were we? We were at immensely. Okay. Akujin thought about to enrage him so much must have affected him immensely. It completely changed him. He went from a peaceful young man to a merciless, bloodthrusty killer. Yeah, by the way, he doesn't know what thirsty is. He says it as thrusty. He's been doing this for fucking 3 chapters now. Turin chuckled. If a person pissed the boy off that much, I would hate to be the guy when Akujin meets up with him. Now again, this guy Turin has barely spoken to him so far in the story. He met Akujin after Akujin went through a portal and went 7 years into the future and then stopped them from being attacked by people that they were just trolling anyway. He knows nothing about Akujin. He's never seen Akujin angry, but yet he somehow knows that Akujin has anger problems. And now, not even 2 paragraphs later, after leaving Akujin for a month to train in his mind, somehow he says that Akujin was never angry beforehand, but in the first chapter, Akujin lost his cool and then cut his brother into fucking pieces. So there's another fucking plot hole that we found. Now he was apparently calm, but he's had anger problems for the past fucking 3 chapters. This man he does not know plot and he has no consistency, and it is just angering me so much. All right, let's see. I feel as if I have created my own Frankenstein Marin. Thank God he is on our side. If not, we would be in trouble. At least we know he would kill us quickly. Akujin looked around at the charred remains, feeling quite proud of himself for becoming what he had, when a familiar symbol flashed across his eyes. On the armor of the men, it was Valnir Hellrain's family seal. Okay, so now we got his last name. It wasn't just Valnir, now it's Valnir Hellrain. Adding some story to the lore.
Some exposition.
Meaning that Valnir was the emperor of the Imperials. A look of fear flashed across Aku's stern face as the sun glared across the black and red shine of his armor. Blood dripped from Akujin's blades as he was trying to think of how Akuma and Valnir could both be here if Valnir was to take over his father's position. The only thought that came to mind was someone must have caught onto Valnir's plan. Oh man. Here is the craziest part of the story, guys. I don't think you guys are going to be ready for this. Gohan finished putting on his gi hurriedly, as did Goten. Gohan screamed out, "Today is going to be the day I avenge our parents and friends, Goten. The same ki patterns is back. I know it's him. It has to be, Gohan. I want to come with you. No, Goten, it's too dangerous. I will not lose you this late in the game." Goten yelled out a bit and then decided to respect Gohan's wish to stay behind. Gohan powered up to his Super Saiyajin form and blasted off towards the direction of Turin, Marin, and Akujin. Gohan cleared a couple of mountains, and on the final one, he finally arrived. He saw Akujin standing in the middle of a pile of Imperials. Gohan touched down a few feet from Akujin, who was standing there thinking that he had not noticed Gohan there. Gohan scratched his head, wondering either he was a cocky bastard or he has the power to back it up and is not afraid of me. Gohan screamed out to Akujin, "It's time to die, you worthless piece of demon trash. You took my life away, and now I will take yours." And it's not like normal yours. It's like fucked up.
Yeah, it's autistically spelt, no doubt.
Akujin finally came back to reality and looked up at Gohan with cold blood red eyes and snarled, showing off saliva-soaked fangs. Gohan gulped and thought to himself, "He is one scary-looking, intimidating fuck. I'll give him that. But I am still gonna take his ass down to hell from where he came from." That's the end of the chapter.
And there's another 19 left?
There is 11 chapters in this book.
Jesus. That's a lot of autism.
That is peak autism, critical autism.
So I'm gonna ask you guys. I know that this is a lot to take in tonight, and I know you guys want to laugh at this a lot. There is fucking 11 chapters. We would be here for like hours reading this.
We should make this a weekly
So
thing.
I'm thinking I'm going to make this a weekly thing on the show where we're going to have the Akujin fan club show. Would you guys like to see another show where we read Chapter 4, The Mysterious Saiyajin, Friend or Foe?
Fuck it, why not?
We can do a chapter. We can do 3-4 chapters a night, and I will actually get people from Discord to do the voices for the characters.
Christ.
Filthy
Yeah,
bastard.
I will
Yeah,
even
they're-
I will
yeah,
even
they're
look
on
and
the
see if we
vetting
can find some
process.
girls in the chapters to do Marin's part.
That or a trap. I hear he likes traps, so
Maybe
Yeah.
Lance
Now
available.
you guys have a little bit of an understanding of the true nature behind Akugen, and you guys need to be nice to him, because if not, he might go super blood red, autistic, Super Saiyan, Aussie bogan monster, and spit swords out of his arms and cut you in two.
yeah, in Cartman, Little Nicky, fucking Wolverine style.
I think we'll do one more chapter for the night, so that we've done 4. And
How many
then
tropes has that autistic cunt hit in the space of 3 chapters? Like
a lot,
almost all of them.
almost all of them. I kind of want to hear about this fight with him and Gohan.
I'm waiting for like the Daredevil Elektra part of this because it's around the time where he grew up.
All right, so let's see. Apparently, the chat definitely wants to hear this. We can do one more chapter for the night, and then we're gonna call it. And then on my next, I'll tell you what, I'll do one on Wednesday, and we'll do 4 more chapters. And this time, I'll bring in actors to do the parts. All right, here we go.
Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon, come get Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon, come get Dragon, rock the dragon Ball Z. Dragon, rock the dragon, come get me.
The mysterious Saiyajin, friend or foe. Akugen and Gohan exchanged terrifying glares, neither warrior knowing who the other one was. This was to be a destructive battle and a struggle for life. Gohan didn't know the extent to Akugen's power. All he knew was that he was going to take him down at all costs. Akugen growled, and the battle was on. Gohan flew at Aku and drilled him in the mouth, causing blood to spiral from Aku's lips. Apparently he drilled him in the mouth. I wonder with what. Am I right, Geek Fulu? Oh, got him! Akugen fell backwards and kicked up into Gohan's gut, causing his body to launch uncontrollable in the air. Wow. Gohan shook it off and regained control, and then dove his foot down at the demon who was laying on the ground. Akugen rolled out of way just as Gohan's foot dove into dirt. Akugen flipped up off the ground and caught his heel, and he literally spells it like healing somebody, into Gohan's temple, causing him to fly sideways and skid across rocks into the dirt. So far this is a pretty tough battle. See, Akugen's really giving it his all. This is very graphic and violent. I can imagine some crazy music going on right now. Well, bad tits. I thought that drilled meant Gohan put his dick in his mouth because that seems like something Akujin would be into. Gohan shook his head, both trying to regain. I think he meant regain, but he said regain his sentences. Them, not then, them, jumped up and ran towards Aku. Aku doing the same. Both fighters charged up a small key blast and fired them into each other, causing a small explosion that caused the two of them to fly back. When the two powerful fighters landed, once again they charged each other once more. Aku threw punches like crazy at Gohan, as did Gohan, but neither warrior ever touched their opponent. I think he meant opponent, but he said opponent, like a net. Instead, their fists collided, causing Ki to fly off in all directions. Both warriors grunted and growled as they slammed their fists into each other, trying like hell to break their knuckles. This would carry on 4 minutes. Finally, Akujin caught Gohan by both hands and snarled at Gohan. His blood-red eyes glared at Gohan as saliva dripped from Aku's fangs. Gohan smirked back at Aku as a little glare of light shined across his emerald green eyes. Uh-oh. I think Gohan's about to go Super Saiyan. Marin looked down in amazement. Never in her life had she seen a battle with so much force as this. Marin looked over at Turin, who was grinning from ear to ear. Who is that other guy? Well, Marin, that boy is a Saiyajin. How do you know? Well, Marin, a couple of years back, I remember a couple of men and a boy who could change their hair color. But it was more than just a makeover. Their entire fighting ability changed, and they were damn near unstoppable. The boy that I mentioned is that fighter down there. Okay, so this clearly happened after the Cell games, because Gohan never went Super Saiyan before that. And Goku's gone, so this must have been right after the Cell games, or a few years after. Although technically, with Goten being there, so this is like teen, this is like high school level Gohan. This must be when he was like the Great Saiyaman and shit, from what I remember. All right, so the boy I mentioned is that fighter down there. Marin nodded. Well, Turon, he isn't doing all that well against Akujin. Turon chuckled loudly. Marin, that Saiyajin isn't even trying. Sure, he transformed to get stronger, but he isn't even to half of his ability, and neither is Akujin. To tell you the truth, I think they are just playing with each other. Marin gulped, since she could not comprehend the power the two young warriors had.
Typical woman, am I right, failure? Ha!
The woman couldn't handle the power of this, but wow, this is gonna get crazy. Akujin growled, as did Gohan, and their ki merged into each other, causing a huge blast to run off the countryside, blowing rocks from the ground and dirt, sending them hurtling at Turon. Okay, so he spelled hurtling with a T again, like a turtle. God, this shit fucking kills me every time I read it. At Turin and Marin. Turin quietly raised his hands as the rocks stopped in midair and fell to the ground. Akujin hauled off and kicked Gohan with everything he had, causing Gohan to go flying back and hit the ground, sliding onto his head. Gohan jumped up, and we noticed a black and red blur, and then his arm fell limp. Akujin rushed up quickly and sliced the tendons in his arm in two. Again, that's not INTO like he has it written. It's, cutting something into two. Gohan growled, "You demon son of a bitch, I am through playing your little game." Gohan flipped up as blood trickled down his wounded arm. Akujin smirked at Gohan, loving the sight of blood dripping off his body. So as you can see now, Akujin is clearly showing his psyche
Predilection
and
towards
his
young children.
his
It's kinda
predilection
homosexual.
towards violence and using knives. He talks very graphically about murdering people and cutting them into pieces and murdering his own family and his own father. So it's almost like this is a therapeutic way for Akujin to work through his psychosis. Here we go. Oh man, this gets really suggestive now. Gohan thrusted up into the air with a magnificent blast. Gohan's bluish gold ki rushed around his body as his muscles bulged. Gohan raised his one remaining arm out in front of him as if he were doing the final flash. How Akujin knows that, I don't know, considering he's never been to this world before. Akujin quickly followed Gohan's lead. Akujin's red and black ki was moving like bolts of lightning around his body as he raised his arms high in the air as ki began to gather at the top of his hands. Gohan smirked and flew at Akujin, as did Aku. Okay, so Akujin flew at himself? Because that's literally what that just said. Both of the fighters were merely 10 foot, not feet, foot away from each other. Gohan says, "Final Destroyer! Ha!" Akujin says, "Haramugadin! Ha, Doxa!" Both fighters said this in unison as their powerful blasts collided. Turon jumped behind the cliff and quickly dragged Marin along with him, screaming, "Holy shit," all the way to the bottom. As a huge, powerful blast exploded. When the dust and Deborah, he spelled it Debre. When the dust and Deborah. Yeah, there's no quotation marks in this either, so I have to like guess when they're actually speaking.
If there was any question that this was written by this
When dust and Deborah cleared, both fighters were seen floating out of the sky and their bodies were engulfed in flames. Aku hit the ground hard as a puff of smoke rolled out from under his back. He must have farted. Gohan hit the ground just as his bright golden hair faded to its jet black tone. Gohan coughed from the dust and spoke in a wheezing tone. "You goddamn demon, I swear I'm going to kill you and all those other Imperial assholes." Akujin chuckled. "I'm not an Imperial, dumbass. I'm with the Resistance that is trying to bring them down." Gohan began to growl. "You mean to tell me you're not an Imperial?" Akujin laughed in pain. "Nope, sorry, little guy." Gohan screamed and jumped on top of Akujin and then began to peg him on the head. "Why the fuck have we been fighting then?" Turin and Marin landed before the two exhausted fighters who were rolling around on the ground, decking each other. Turin laughed. "Would you two stop that?" Akujin and Gohan rolled apart from each other and stood up. Gohan reached into a brown pouch on his side and pulled out two small beans. He handed one to Aku as he began to chomp down on his. Gohan's arm was immediately healed and his energy was restored to full power. Akujin took note of this and swallowed his as his muscles bludged out and his ki was back up to its amazing level. Gohan looked at Turin, Marin, and Aku. "Well, Saiyajin, that was mighty impressive, and you and Akujin have us." Oh my god. He spelled astonished, ash-tonished. ASHTONISHED. Ash-tonished. Me today. If you two work together.
When you don't teach your children how to read early.
I know.
They don't learn how to
It's
spell.
fucking insane. If you two would work together, The Empire wouldn't stand one bit of a chance. Gohan looked up at Turan. Speaking of those, I would like to join the resistance and help you. 7 years ago, those bastards took my whole life away from me, and it would be better to return the favor. Turan looked at Gohan sternly. Very well, I don't see why not. You stand a better chance of living with us than you do trying to take them on head to head. Gohan nodded. Oh, by the way, my name is Gohan. Turan smirked. I know who you are, kid. I'll have you know I'm 20 years old. The fuck? Turan looked at Akujin. He is as strong as you and your age. Well, technically that makes no sense because if Goten is still a kid, and then that would make Gohan like 17 or 18, and I think he was like in college when Goten showed up as a little kid. So he can't be 20. He's got to be like 18, 19. Turan looked at Akujin. He is as strong as you and your age. I think the two of you will work well together. Akujin smirked off, showing a bit of his fang. Well, Gohan, if you're in, then one bit of advice. That demon isn't too stable if he gets pissed off, so you better leave me alone or you'll be in a world of trouble. So be nice to me. Gohan laughed. He can't be as bad as Vegeta. Turan laughed and then stopped abruptly. You're right, he's worse. Okay, so now Akujin is claiming that he is worse than Vegeta in this. Gohan gulped. I don't know why they're gulping so much. And looked over at Akujin, who is kicking a rock around. Wow, you can fucking tell this is him. Fucking Gohan saying he's worse than fucking Vegeta, and he's kicking a rock around like a retard. Well, Gohan, let's get to work, Turan said with a smile. That is the end of Chapter 4. Chapter 5 is called Invasion by Resistance, Akuma Discovered. We will continue this on Wednesday, where we will discover Akujin's final transition, his final power. And for those of you who see Akujin as an imminent threat and a psychopath, I applaud all of you for sitting through this. And I know that he's going to claim that he's going to go to the police and he's going to have us shut down. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to recommend that you guys definitely don't take this, write it down on a notepad and then call the Curry police in New South Wales and report a psychopath who's also a sex offender who claims that he hasn't registered because he doesn't want to get arrested. So I definitely don't recommend doing that because that would be something that is far beyond Google. Because, it's a cybercrime.
He's going to call the FBI.
He's going to call the FBI. You're going to go down.
I'm going to call the FBI.
But I thank you guys for hanging out with us while we go through this tour of autism. I hope you enjoyed the wonderful stories that our Akujin friend has brought to us. He has, I believe, this is chapter 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be like 7 chapters after this. So it's 11. So yeah, we got 7 chapters left. And then there's an additional 21 chapters after that. So we are going to go through this on Wednesday. We're going to be calling that show the Akujin Power Level Show. And this is where we will go over through all of his thing. Yeah, there's 3 stories, but there's like sub-chapters for every story. So we got at least 3 books worth of autism to go through. I thank you guys for your time, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Take it easy. Good night.